I'm hanging with July and Will. My dog Will got a lot of things going on right now, so he's not gonna be on this episode, but I'm gonna hold it down for us. We got my dog Jerm Rich holding down for Portland as always. Shout out to Jerm Rich, and we got my dog Justin Jefferson, New Orleans Pelicans, holding it down. We trying to fighting for a playoff spot. But I'm gonna let Justin and Jerm Rich introduce themselves for season 2. Justin, you go first.
What's up, man? It's Justin Jackson, super Pelicans fan, Patriots fan. Those two don't make sense. I'm aware. Uh, but yeah, just Yankees fan. We suck too. Jesus, it's been a rough year for me. But yeah, so super excited to be on the show. Happy to be on for season 2. Germ.
Coach Jerm Rich, the resident Blazer fan. I got my dog July with me now too. As long as Melo that way. He said he a Blazer fan for life since they gave
Oh yeah,
Melo a
I'm a
chance.
Pistons fan for life.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah. I'm the resident Blazer fan. Uh, along with Sap, the resident Super Bowl winning Bucks fan. To say I got to hold on to that. I got a whole year to hold on to that one.
They get
Yeah,
one and lose their mind.
I
Get
had to
one
rep for the
and lose
school
their
one
mind.
time right there today. I had to rep for them one time today.
Oh yeah, but just for the record, I am a Carmelo Anthony fan. I was a Melo fan because I am a Syracuse Orange fan. That's my college team. So I follow Melo to the league. So and the Blazers gave Melo a chance. And
Sir.
I told John Rich, since the Blazers gave Melo a chance, I'm a Blazer fan for life. Like real talk. Blazer fan for life. But we're gonna jump right into it, y'all. We're gonna jump right into it. NBA talk. The NBA is going on right now. We're gonna talk about the Eastern Conference first. I'm gonna start off with you first, Justin. What's the most surprising team in the Eastern Conference, whether it's good or it's bad? What's the most surprising team to you?
Atlanta. It's definitely Atlanta. I did not see Atlanta being this good at basketball. Like the roster didn't make sense to me. It seemed like a bunch of people that wasn't gonna play defense. And to be honest, they weren't playing defense until they fired their coach and got Nate in there. That was completely like I said. I did not. That was my one. I was like, every time you take the standings, you're like, they're still the 4 seed. They're still the 4 seed. Half a team not playing. How they still the 4 seed? So yeah, it was Atlanta definitely surprised me in terms of how good they're playing. Trey's being Trey, even though he's hurt right now. Um, Capella is looking like a monster on the defensive end. Houston, I don't even want to talk about them. Uh, yeah, yeah, they looking good. They got rid of they added him and Pepper Lou. So the strip club gonna be banging now in Atlanta, and
Yeah.
yeah, the Hawks looking good right now.
Okay, what about you, John Rich? What you thinking?
In the Eastern Conference, I'm gonna go with two teams, man. And for one, again, the Hawks surprising me on the good side, especially with the injuries. If it wasn't for the injuries, I wouldn't be as surprised because on
Yeah,
paper
yeah.
they got a pretty decent roster. But to still be playing well through all those injuries, I ain't see that one coming. You know what I'm saying? Without that, but that might be that Rondo effect, man. You put that veteran on that team that can get you through those bumps and bruises and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It make a big difference. Although Rondo done dipped out now. Um, on the bad side, man, the Celtics, man. I ain't, it's weird. Like the Celtics always been good, then just out the blue, it's like, damn, Celtics, what y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? And them, them, them losing some of their bigs was a big issue for them. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that was already kind of their weak spot, and then they let that go even more. So it's like, all right, then they ain't doing. And once you was looked at like the best GM, now you looking crazy. So definitely on the good side, didn't see this the Hawks getting all these injuries, and on the bad side, didn't see the Celtics taking so much of a drop.
Hey, I'm gonna agree with you with the Celtics. The reason because at the beginning, before the Nets got Harden and Blake Griffin, and before the Nets did everything they did,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I actually picked the Celtics to come out the East. Like I picked the Celtics to come out the East. I,
Why would you
I
do
was
that?
looking good. I
I
was
mean,
looking good
thank you.
at first. Jalen Brown, All Star.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jason Tatum, All Star, two All Star players. That usually mean a record above,
Yeah,
10 games over 500. Two
I
All
definitely thought
Stars.
they'd be better than what they were. Yeah,
Yeah,
and and
but
and they got a consistent roster. Like you got for the most part, you got the same nucleus you've been having for a little while now, and for y'all to take a drop with that same nucleus was kind of weird. It's like, y'all wasn't this bad last year, so what changed?
Exactly. But yeah, the Celtics is my bad. And Justin, I'm gonna let you get to your bad too to give you a chance to get to your bad. But my good, the Celtics is my bad, but my good, man, it has to be the Knicks. Julius Randle is a legit MVP candidate right now.
Okay, okay, okay.
Like,
Let's calm down on MVP can. By candidate, you mean in the top 7 or in the top 3?
I say top
Define.
5. I say top 5. I say top 5.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
I say top 5. He is
I
a
say
legit.
if people putting Curry in that convo, then you got to put Randall in that convo
Yeah,
because
like
He has no
easily.
business.
Like
Curry has no business in there at all. But that's not
And
go there.
Julius Randle will be, with all them good forwards out there, Julius Randle will be all NBA. Like
Oh yeah,
he
Yeah,
will be all
yeah.
NBA.
at least
And
second team.
The Knicks in Atlanta, they actually tied for the 4th seed right now with Knicks. They having a tiebreaker, but they actually tied for the 4th seed right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the New York Knicks as my good. Like LeBron said, I don't know if y'all heard LeBron say it, and I 100% agree with him. When the Knicks are good and when the Lakers are good as well. But he said when the Knicks are good, the NBA is better. And I absolutely agree with him. But yeah, I'm gonna say the New York Knicks is my good, the Boston Celtics is my bad. What you got for your bad, Justin? And do you want to respond to what I said?
I do want to respond to that because obviously I am not as old as y'all, right? So I don't get the Knicks obsession. It's just like I hear people 30 and above do when the Knicks are good, the NBA is better, and I'm like, okay, well, Ewing left the Knicks in what 99, 2000,
I think it was
somewhere in
2000
there.
after they went to the finals, I think.
Yeah, like 99,
He left
2000,
that
somewhere
next
in
year.
there.
Yeah,
I was
after they
like
went to the
2.
finals.
So sans Carmelo for like 3 or 4 years, the Knicks was trash my entire life. So I don't understand this thing about the NBA is better, the Knicks are better. They've been bad my entire life. It's like the Clippers besides
It
like
was
4 or
actually
5
crazy.
years.
The year they put the finals, they wasn't that good neither. They just had a good
Yeah,
playoff.
they had a good playoff run. Yeah, like, they've been bad my entire life. Like I don't get that like at all. But in terms of bad, I was gonna do on a Celtics rant, which I kind of took that one because I have a bone to pick with Danny Ainge just about life. Man, nobody else is really surprising me as of right now. Like bad, I mean, besides Boston, because Danny Ainge. Again, I have a rant on him, but I'm gonna save that for later. Yeah, I don't really have a bad outside of Boston and Danny Ainge just trying to win every trade that that's not gonna work.
Yeah,
But hey,
Yeah.
yeah, like we discussed it in the group, the league then caught up to Danny Ainge. Like, ain't no more
trying to
bullshit
finesse everybody.
trades.
Ain't no more
Yeah,
finesse. Yeah, ain't no finessing, man.
yeah, ain't no more none of that. No more none of that. Like Danny Ainge,
Like,
it's over
bro,
for him.
you
He
could have had
definitely finessed,
Kawhi.
bro. He
You
definitely
you
finessed,
could
bro.
have had Kawhi. You said no because you don't give up Jalen Brown. Not too mad at that, but Kawhi wouldn't win a championship. You don't have a championship since you fleeced the Timberwolves and the Sonics. You could have had Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
but you didn't give up Jalen Brown. Anthony Davis also has a championship in that time span, and you still don't have one with Jalen Brown. All I'm saying is you passed up on 2 championships possibly for Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown's a good player. Jalen Brown is nobody's second best player on the championship team. I'm sorry. So Tatum's your 1, okay. Brown's your 2, and Tristan Thompson's your 3. Like,
I would say
because you gave
Marcus
him.
Smart. I would say Marcus Smart when it comes
That
to
ain't much better.
I say Smarter Walker. Smarter Walker.
In
yeah,
all
Smart.
seriousness, though, I would say Marcus Smart. In all complete and
Yeah.
total seriousness. But
Okay.
Marcus Smart's your 3. You gave up on Gordon Hayward. He's been balling. Al Horford was a good idea because Jesus Christ, who wanted to pay him $100-some million? But you gave up on Gordon Hayward. He's hooping. You're trying to win every trade. Now you got all these draft picks. You drafted Carson Edwards, who is in the G League. You drafted Tremont Waters. I love him because he's from LSU. Nobody in the NBA plays. He's 5'7". Taco.
Justin, you went out.
Video for my brother.
Justin, I think you went out, Justin.
But
Oh,
like,
okay. They froze.
oh, you got it.
Yeah, you could.
Okay. 'Cause I can go through it because I do this rant a lot. 'Cause I don't. So
Hey,
all these
hey,
what?
but check this out. Wouldn't it be funny if the Boston Celtics and Charlotte Hornets would meet in a playing game?
Oh, and
Oh, yeah.
Charlotte would win.
Hey,
Oh,
that would be.
and go ahead and go for like a 40 ball.
Hey, hey, somebody. Hey, if Boston would lose, somebody gonna have to get fired. somebody,
Multiple somebody's got to go.
They got two
somebody
of
Multiple
your
gonna have
guys.
to
somebody's
get
got to go.
fired.
They got two of your guys over there. So oh, yeah.
Yeah,
If your staff name don't say player, you got to go as soon as that game's over. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not a player, you out. Coach, GM, assistant
All up.
GM,
All up.
trainer, water boy, everybody.
Oh yeah, and that's what's crazy because I actually do think because of the moves Ainge is making, it then kind of put I'm damn blank on Boston coach name right now, man. I can't think of it.
Brad Stevens.
There you go.
Brad
See,
Stevens.
yeah, it kind of put Stevens on a hot seat. You know what I'm saying? Because when he came in, he was, he built up his little team. He was winning. Everybody like, look, Stevens gonna be the next hot thing. Then it kind of just stalled out, and a lot of it because
Man,
of
the next
some
pop.
roster moves that was made. You know what I'm saying? So like, definitely put him
And that
on
was
a
the
hot
rant
seat.
I went on that I froze out.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
went through the whole list of bad draft picks.
Oh yeah. Definitely. It put him on a hot seat when he didn't need to be. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, he definitely got a bad draw now.
All
It's
right.
almost to the point where Boston got to ride out with Jaylen Brown and Tatum now. It's like
At this point, you
since you
have
done
to.
passed up on so many dudes for them two, you got to. And you got to see what happens. You know,
It wasn't even them two. It was just the one. It was just Jaylen Brown.
do
Like
that. But
I don't
we all knew
understand.
Tatum wasn't
Like
going nowhere.
he was off the table. So I don't know what the obsession is. I can't even talk about that one.
All right. So we're gonna move straight into the Western Conference. John Rich, I'm gonna start with you with this one. Uh, I think we have the same idea about the bad, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Um, the surprise team of the Western Conference, good and bad. What's your thoughts on that?
I think everybody's surprise team on the good side would be Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I mean, we all expected them to improve because Chris Paul went there, but to go all the way to second and look like a legit second seed, not one of them. Like I still don't see Jazz as like a one seed, but
I
I
don't.
see Phoenix.
I
I
Yeah,
don't.
see
Either.
no.
Phoenix as like a legit second seed. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because on the way they win games, it's the same way every time. I mean I think they went from like one of the highest paced offense to one of the slowest, but still got one of the best offenses in the league. You know, and a lot of that credit is to Chris Paul. I mean, when Chris Paul run offense is gonna be hit on all cylinders. You know, we all know we've been seeing that for years. Um, on the bad side, man, unfortunately, the these dudes behind me right here, man, it's the same old injuries. But then also, whenever the injury's not there, just like not hitting on all cylinders. Can't, can't stop the whole team. Can't hold with like
Can you turn your TV down for me?
he can't stop nobody from scoring, man. It's just the same old. Um, it's almost to the point of do the coaching staff and front office see the problems we see, or are they falling into that D'Antoni mode? Hey, we gonna do what we do, and it's gonna either work or it ain't. It almost kind of seemed like that's what they done told themselves. We gonna play with small guards, score a lot, and we gonna try to win games that way. And if we don't, the hell with it, we just didn't. But we're gonna at least be competitive. Because I can say that they competitive every night. It's just at the end of the night, you can't stop nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Dane. That's my favorite player in the league right now. Dane not stopping nobody. You know what I'm saying? CJ not stopping nobody. You brought in Norman Pop. He ain't stopping nobody. You love Melo. Melo not stopping nobody. And his defense is a lot better than what it used to be. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah,
He
you're
actually
right.
plays way better defense than he used to. Nurkic is just not Nurkic anymore. He just not the same dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like at, at some point we got to make a move to bring in one more Robert Covington type dude who even him not, he not looking like the defender that he was. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing solid defense. It's just he ain't playing that defensive player of the year caliber defense that he once was. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely Blazers disappoint me. They're gonna ride the middle of the pack and pull a bad draw, mess around and play a team first round that they got no business playing because they should have been seeded high and another first, second round bounce. If we don't fall into the play-in tournament. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, before I get with you, Justin. Um, I'm just respond. Well, Phoenix, 100%. That's the good. I'm not even gonna waste time on that. Phoenix, 100%. Chris Paul. I mean, he proven that he a true like point guard with a point guard. The numbers, like we could forget the numbers. Like Cal Rip, he like to point out the numbers with Westbrook and everything. It goes beyond numbers. Like it really with Chris Paul, it goes beyond numbers.
Yeah.
So, but I'm agree with you with the Portland Trailblazers. And I was trying to explain this to Brandon Wilk, my wonderful top-notch co-host. I was trying to explain what Norman Powell, he is a better player than Gary Trent. Like he is a better player. Like if you lining them up one-on-one, Norman Powell is better in my opinion. But Gary Trent in the backcourt, I think he fit better with what Portland should be doing.
All right.
What's up? What's up, Lil Richardson? What's up, Lil Richardson? How you doing, ma?
I'll
How
take
you
your
doing?
No. All right, man. That's
I
enough.
took you
All
away.
right, that's enough.
But I told Brandon Wilkerson when we got Norman Powell, it was a bad trade to me, and y'all could go back in the comments because Norman Powell was too good to come off the bench. That Portland was going to try to start him at the 3, which wasn't going to benefit us at all. Wasn't going to benefit us at all because we could score points. We could score points. But in that Celtics game the other day, in the Nuggets game, was that yesterday or the day before? I don't know. When it comes down to it, when we need stops, we can't stop anybody. Like we can't.
Yeah.
And Gary Trent, I know John Rich, you don't remember this. When CJ McCollum was out and Gary Trent was in the backcourt with Dame, we was better defensively.
Oh hell yeah.
We was actually better defensively. And we were so better. We actually beat Philadelphia without Dame.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we was a better team defensively when Gary Trent was in the backcourt, and that's all I was trying to explain to Wilt. That Gary Trent is a better fit
Better fit.
than Norman Powell. Now, if we would have traded CJ McCollum, and we would be starting Norman Powell at the 2, that would be more understanding to me, honestly. Start Norman Powell at the 2 because his defense is better than CJ defense,
It is.
and he can score points like CJ, not consistency like him, but he can score points like him.
Yeah.
But that trade for Norman Powell, I just don't think that it made us better. I think we look like the same team, like how we was before we got hot, before we hit the bubble. That's what kind of team we look like. Before we got hot, before the bubble. That's what kind of team we look like.
Yeah.
And I just don't see the Norman Powell trade making us better. Like I really don't. And I think that that's not gonna get us anywhere. And I think if we end up in a playing game like against Golden State, it's possible that Golden State could beat us 2 times, and we won't even make the playoffs.
On the team to stop Curry.
And the soul in the NBA can stop Curry.
You're right.
That's a bad example.
You're right.
So yeah, that's what I got. What about you, Justin? What you got?
Yeah, I'm talking about your team. I'm talking about mine. New Orleans Pelicans. That is like being in a bad marriage. Like, and I've never been in a bad marriage, but from everything I hear about a bad marriage, that's what it feels like. When it's great, it's spectacular. It's fireworks, it's vacations, it's cruises. Y'all like the it couple. Y'all make everybody sick on social media. What they don't know is you just finished fighting for the past 7 days, and this is the first day y'all been good. I mean, like, my God, like it is like they will do 40 minutes of amazing basketball. It looks spectacular. And my big example is that Knicks game. I was in the IHOP. Wasn't even watching the game. I got the alert on my phone, up 6 with 17 seconds left. And my first thought was, we gonna beat. And before I finished it, I said, we about to lose this game. And I'm not sure how they gonna do it, but somebody's gonna mess this game up. I can't prove it, but somebody's gonna mess this game up. And my fiance is like, oh no, they got that. They up 6 with 17 seconds left. I said, I've seen us lose a game up 6 with 12 seconds left in regulation. So 17 seconds is plenty of time for him to lose that game. Little did I know, Reggie Bullock gets a wide open 3 in the corner, go to overtime and lose the game. It is so frustrating. Why? I fought the Stan Van Gundy firing. People say, oh, we fired Stan Van Gundy, which they shouldn't, because that's how you have a bad franchise firing a coach every year. But I don't get it. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily his fault. His best 2 players don't play defense. Like, y'all talking about Dame and CJ don't play defense. At least they look like they gonna play defense. Zion and Brandon Ingram don't even go to the other side of the court sometimes. It's just they don't even look at defense. Zion saving his energy, smart. Brandon Ingram, I don't know what his problem is. He just let his people go wide open. They just drive the lane. You want to score 40, switch on Brandon Ingram, and you just got 40 all night. It's just so frustrating. They score 127 points and lose by double digits. How? I was at that Nets game. Kyrie Irving went to work in the fourth quarter. Now it's Kyrie. Can't get too mad about it. But Lonzo guarded him 2 possessions in a row. You was good. You switched Najee Marshall on him. I like him. But Kyrie was like, oh, cool. Bucket, ball game.
Hey, the thing with Brandon Ingram and Zion, you're gonna have to separate them. Just like I think with Dame and CJ, you gotta separate them. But the thing with Dame and CJ know that he the second player. Like he know that he's second behind Dame. The thing with Brandon Ingram
has no idea he's second. He has no clue
exactly. Brandon Ingram was an all-star last year. Last year he was an all-star. Zion was a rookie. But Zion this year he's proven that he's a little bit better than Brandon Ingram.
We can say this. Well, I think we all can say Zion was all-star last year too. He just didn't play enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was he had 24 points a game on 55% shooting. He was an all-star last year. He just only played 30 games.
But I think it's best for New Orleans to split them up. Don't make the same mistake we making in Portland by not splitting up Dame and CJ. Don't make the same mistake. Don't waste a lot of years. You split them up right now. Trade Brandon Ingram right now.
I'm going to definitively tell you we're gonna make the same mistake y'all make. Because at least in Portland, you got a chance at a free agent. I like the city of New Orleans. Most rich people don't. So when you get a talent like a Brandon Ingram, you need to keep that talent. Unfortunately, him and Zion's game offensively, they work perfectly. Brandon Ingram starts from the outside, Zion's on the inside. It works beautifully. On the defensive end, you might as well, and it don't matter who on the team. It really don't. Because Steven Adams is solid defensively. Lonzo's calling call right now is defense. Najee Marshall's playing good defense. Josh Hart, when he's there, plays good defense. But the problem is, two people out of your 3 that's gonna play 30+ minutes in big games, not gonna play defense.
No.
He's not even gonna try. Not even gonna look at it. So you're in a bad spot. And I feel bad, low-key, for Stan Van, because he's getting so frustrated he's going to public, which he never did for his career, because he's like, well, I tell him the same thing every day in practice. I literally told them in the huddle before that Knicks play, if he turns the corner, foul, don't leave the shooter. He turned the corner, they didn't foul, and then he left the shooter. He was like, it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Hey, man, whenever I was watching it, I was like, no, don't do that.
Hey, John Rich, I was telling Jeremy Anderson, I was like, okay, what Denver gave up to get Aaron Gordon, we had a better package with CJ McCollum. We had a better package to get Aaron Gordon.
I definitely thought Portland was going to land Gordon or
I thought so too.
Some other pick and roll big. I thought we was going to be able to land some type of other pick and roll big. I was like, damn, y'all just ain't going to get nothing.
This is what I thought was going to happen. I thought we was going to trade CJ McCollum to get Gordon. I thought we was going to start Gordon at the 4, start Covington at the 3, Start Gary Trent at the 2 and start Dame at the 1. I thought I had it all planned up in my head. Like I was like, man, I should be a Portland GM. but we ended up trading Gary Trent. I was like, oh wow, bro.
Right.
That was just heartbreaking for me. That was just heartbreaking for me.
Doing that, CJ kind of the only trade piece that we even have left. I don't know how much value Nurkic got. He used to be a nice little trade piece, but
he don't have any anymore.
Kind of
his body falling apart.
Yeah, his trade value definitely fell this year. Canna might be something, but I mean, I like Canna. I don't know what.
I like Canna too.
I don't know what we would get back.
He has value.
That would help us out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They say Canada don't play defense, but Charles Barkley says something important. If you getting rebounds, you getting possessions for your team. So that's playing defense.
That's playing defense, yeah.
That's playing defense.
He getting 3 for offensive.
Yeah, but I'm about to say that's the thing. He good on the offensive glass. That's really good on the offensive glass. That man, ever since that playoff run, whenever we went to the conference finals, that's when Canada stepped it up on the defensive end and banging on the boards. He'll go down and bang with anybody now. He'll go down. I mean, he played that whole playoff run with like a torn rotator cuff or something, like a sprained shoulders. Yeah. You can see him playing, just hanging his shoulder, but he's still in there banging with Jokic, banging with Steve Adams. I mean, that's some big boys to be banging with like that, you know.
Especially Adams. Jesus Christ, that is the largest human I've ever seen in my life.
Hey, this next topic, I want to talk about the MVP candidates. I'm gonna be real with you. The MVP candidates they got an asterisk next to them because Jokic and Hart. I'm Jokic and Embiid. That's top 2 right now. But let's be real. Let's be real. If Harden wasn't injured, if LeBron wasn't injured, I think that it would be another race between them 2 right now. Like Dame was in it earlier, but then he got injured a little bit and he been off. But I think I honestly think the MVP right now, in my eyes, right now is probably Embiid or Jokic. I wouldn't know who to put because it's really even right now. But if it wasn't for injury, when Kyrie told James Harden, you are the point guard of this team because you are a better point guard, I think it made people look at James Harden, how Houston is doing now, and how James Harden came and how he's leading the league in assists or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I think James Harden would be the MVP candidate, but right now you got to give it to Embiid and Jokic. I would probably give it to Embiid because they first place in the East. But I'm gonna start with you on this, Justin. Who you think is the MVP right now?
In terms of the literal definition of word valuable, it's Chris Paul. Now, who's gonna actually get the award? It should be Jokic, but it's probably gonna be Embiid. So, because like we were talking about earlier with the Suns went 8-0 in the bubble last year and didn't make the playoffs, and now they're the 2nd seed in the West, and they only added 1 person. So the value seems to lie 2 people. Who's the other one? Crowder, and they added 2 people, but the value seems to lie in those 2 people. So in terms of valuable, it seems to be Chris Paul. But in terms of the top 2 candidates with Jokic and Embiid, I would vote Jokic because he hasn't missed time. And now he's going in without Jamal Murray. So if Embiid wins, he would set like a record for the most percentage of games missed or whatever and win the MVP or be 2nd highest, something like that. He's missed a lot of time and they're still the 1st seed. So how valuable is he really to the everyday operation? Now the playoffs, obviously you need him to win a championship. But he's missed a lot of games and they're still the 1st seed in the East and the Brooklyn Nets exist. And the Bucks are playing well too. And they're still the tie with Brooklyn tiebreaker and there's 3 games over in Milwaukee. Jokic is going in without Jamal Murray. He's averaging crazy numbers, and I don't think he's missed a game all year. So basically, his MVP is a war of attrition. And so that being said, I would go with Jokic.
All right, what you got, John Rich?
All right, so I'm precautious by saying I know a lot of people are making the argument for Chris Paul on the valuable side. That's why I made sure to hold up my two, because a lot of people are saying, I mean, they added Chris Paul and now they so much better. I'm like, wait, hold up, they added Crowder too. Now Crowder just come from a finals run. You know what I'm saying? He was a big part of that. I don't think they'd have made that without him. At the same time, but also people missing is that DeAndre Ayton hasn't missed a game for Phoenix this year. Last year he missed damn near the whole season. Like he missed half the season. You know
Because
what
he
I'm
had
saying?
that suspension, huh?
Yeah. But he hasn't missed a game this year. He's averaging a double-double, right at 16, 10, 15, 10. He's the only inside presence defensively. So I mean, I think that all those pieces working together is why is a little more of a reason of why Phoenix is as good as what they are. Now, definitely Chris Paul is the main piece of that, but I think those other pieces just kind of bring it back a little bit. As far as the actual race for the MVP, I ain't gonna lie, I think it's a one-man race for Jokic. Um, Mainly because Embiid is missing most of the time, but if you look at Jokic, same people are trying to make for Curry on like how good the Warriors are with Curry and how bad they are without him. I don't. People must just don't watch the Nuggets game. I know they're not on TV as much as the Warriors, but the Nuggets are trash when Jokic comes on the floor. Whenever
Horrible.
yeah, they are. They might be one of the worst teams in the league when Jokic is on the floor. Uh, he leads the team in every category except blocks. Uh, which is Michael Porter, I think, which is weird. That's a random one. I wouldn't think he would lead it, but that
They
he
don't play
leads the team
defense
in
either.
scoring, leads the team in boards, leads the team in assists, even when Murray was there. I think he's like the second in 3-point percentage on the team, which I think Porter is above him on that one. Um, he leads the team in steals as center. Uh, he leads the league in per. He leads the league in plus minus. He's top 15 in scoring, rebound, steal, and assists. Uh, I think he's first in offensive rating. I mean, it's just in my eyes, it's just a clear cut. This dude, in terms of valuable, this dude is the Nuggets. Like whenever the Nuggets not in, plus they have a decent record. Like if they were down by the bottom of the West and all that, then that would hurt his record. But the fact that they have a decent record and is almost 100% because of him, I think it's a one-man race for MVP because of that. Because Embiid has missed so many games. If Embiid didn't miss as many games, then okay, I'll flip a coin 2-1. Embiid misses games, I think man. I don't see anybody else that has the argument on both sides of the ball as far as impact and numbers. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of them that got impact, like with Chris Paul. Chris Paul definitely got an impact argument. Like he just don't have the numbers behind it. Curry, some other guys, Curry, Giannis, all those guys, they got the numbers argument, not so much on the impact. You know what I'm saying? Well, I could give Curry impact too, but the team is not winning enough. So I mean, whenever you talk MVP, I think it's clear cut Jokic. Not gonna be unanimous like Curry, but I think he should get a large share of those first place votes.
I think Giannis not gonna win MVP again.
Nah,
Basically, um, like we seen what we could do, what you could do in the regular season. Like, and it's
it's
not
voter fatigue.
fair. It's
Voter
not fair,
fatigue, but
but it is what it is. Just like Russell Westbrook, like
yeah,
triple doubles is triple doubles. Like I always tell people about Russell Westbrook, it's not the triple doubles, it's the assists. Like if people say, Russell Westbrook team don't lose if he got a triple double. He got a good percentage. It's not about the rebounds. It's about the assists. When Russell Westbrook has double assists, that's the number you should be looking at. And but that's another subject. Shout out to Cal and Rupp. That's another subject for another day. But yeah, just like Russell Westbrook, okay, the triple double is good. It's a good stat. But he did it one time. He got MVP. Cool. He not going. He could average triple double for the next 10 years. He won't win another MVP again.
yeah, yeah.
He,
Which is which is crazy that happens. That I mean, like I said, it's kind of a voter fatigue thing. We've seen this from Giannis. I mean, he's having arguably an identical season that he had last year. You know, I think
Exactly.
better. He's
right,
actually better analytically.
right. You know, I think it might be like 2 less rebounds, but I think he's playing less minutes at the same time too. But yeah, but you know, it's the same market how people would say for LeBron. You know, people, you know, he could have got it every year, but you know, this, and that, which I don't think LeBron missed as many MVPs as people try to make it out to be.
He
But
missed at
you
least
know,
3.
the same thing with Harden. You know, Harden had all those seasons averaging 30 plus. Got the one MVP out of it. Then after that, people are like, all right, that's what you do, Harden. You score 30. You know what I'm saying? Which is weird that people look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, whenever you're talking MVP, you know, it's the highest award. You got to put, you know, a lot of things into it when we gonna designate one person as MVP. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, it's kind of way the cookie crumble. And the same thing gonna happen for Jokic. You know, if the Nuggets not winning and he's still putting up these high numbers, you know, leading his team and everything, but they not winning, it's gonna end up being like, all right, Jokic, you lead your team in assists as the center, but what is that getting your team? You know what I'm saying? So he's kind of getting the benefit because it's kind of new. We never really seen it from the center position, but it's going to eventually be like, all right, that's what you do, but are y'all winning? And kind of way it fall on that one, you know.
Exactly. Okay, we're gonna get into this next topic. We're gonna talk about how the NBA playoffs would look if it was seeded right now. I want to, and y'all could pick any series. This is how we're gonna do. Y'all could pick any series that would be seeded right now of how the playoffs is. What y'all think about it? And I'm gonna start off first to let y'all think a little bit. Right now, if the playoffs will start right now. Um, well, scratch that. I'm just putting like the Washington Wizards, the 8 seed right now. The Washington Wizards will be playing the Philadelphia 76ers. And Washington, I don't know if they figured it out or what. I don't know if Russell Westbrook say he got to be his old self for them to win. But shout out to Cal Rip again. But Russell Westbrook, he been balling his ass off. Do y'all think Washington would have a legit chance against Philadelphia to win the series?
Not a chance in hell.
Not a snowball chance in hell. Not a snowball chance in hell.
They don't have a soul on that team can do nothing with Embiid.
They don't have a soul in that city that can do anything with
So,
Embiid.
hey, I love Robin Lopez. He used to be a Blazer. I love Robin Lopez. I love him. You ain't that dude to go be going up with Embiid like that. I mean,
They
they
need
just don't have.
Robin and Brooke from 10 years ago to try and stop Embiid.
Yeah, they just, and it still wouldn't be enough. They just don't have the size to deal with Philly. That's a big team. Them dudes.
Yeah, because all of Philly's top players are 6'8" and taller.
Yeah, like the starting line is like 6. Just,
what about Washington against Brooklyn? Because Brooklyn right behind Philly. No.
I think what would mess that up. I mean, mentioning Westbrook being the old Westbrook, I think that's what would mess it up. Westbrook being old Westbrook. I mean, you're going up against your old teammate on that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to see it.
And it's with that team, so it's gonna be a race to see who can score the most. You're not about to outscore. You know what I'm saying? So it might be. It'll be an exciting series. Oh, it'll be exciting as hell. They might get swept, but it'll be an exciting.
It'll be an exciting 4 games, though.
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna stick with this. If James Harden, if he never won a championship, I'm gonna ask y'all if y'all agree with me or not, because I honestly believe this. If James Harden never won a championship, he will go down as the greatest player not to win a championship.
It's hard to put him above Karl Malone. It's hard to say. It'll be out of them two. It got to be out of. It got to be.
I mean, I wasn't even at Karl Malone. I was at Charles Barkley.
I think Barkley like right there.
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all think about that. I'm gonna post this in a group later.
Think about that one, man.
I'm gonna put this post in the group later on tonight. James Harden. If James Harden don't win a championship, he'll be the greatest player not to win a championship. But I'm gonna start with you on this one, John Rich. What playoff matchup would intrigue you the most in the first round if the playoffs will start today?
Playoffs will start today. In the Eastern, I'm gonna go Eastern Conference first. Obviously, the 4-5 Knicks and Hawks. That's our two exciting teams. The two surprises. Like, okay, y'all two not supposed to be here. Nobody expected y'all to be here. So let's see who gonna get lucky and get to that second round. And I mean, I'd flip a coin on that series, man. I wouldn't know who to pick. You know what I'm saying? So that would definitely be an interesting series on that one. I think the others kind of be the obvious. I mean, like I said, Wizards ain't the Wizards. What if the Wizards would get in from the play-in, they wouldn't be able to do nothing with the 76ers. I think right now the Hornets got that 8th spot right now.
Hornets.
Yeah, they can't do nothing with the Sixers. Nets gone. Nets. If the Heat can get it together, the Heat can make it interesting from the defensive end. Maybe. Now, if KD, Harden, all them boys healthy, nah, that's a sweep. You know what I'm saying? Bucks would beat the Celtics. Again, the Celtics just can't do nothing with size right now. So, on the Western Conference side, the interesting right now, if they were to start, I think again, would be that 4-5 matchup. With the Nuggets and Lakers.
Nuggets and the Lakers.
Oh,
that's what I was thinking about.
That'd be an interesting matchup. Now, we all know the Lakers are 5 because LeBron and AD not that. You know what I'm saying? If they was that, they wouldn't be 5. But it is what it is. But I think it'll still be interesting, man. I mean, they met up in the conference finals last year. Actually, no, scratch that. I forgot Jamal Murray out. It wouldn't be interesting. That's a sweep. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's. I don't know what's something interesting, man. I think Clippers' new moves with getting Rondo. I think that'll put them above the Blazers. I'll kind of kill that one. Suns Mavericks wouldn't be bad. Suns Mavericks wouldn't be a bad one. The Mavs got that, at any given night they can score with whoever. It kind of be the battle of Chris Paul dictating things and Super being a heel. You know what I'm saying? So it might make for an interesting matchup there. You got Eden and KP kind of go at it. You got shooters on both teams. You know what I'm saying? That'll probably be the best matchup, best side if it started today. Unless we're talking about the Lakers without LeBron and AD, then again that 4-5 would be interesting. But with LeBron and AD, they're playing the Nuggets without Murray. That's a slaughterhouse.
Yeah. All right, you Justin, what you got?
I was actually thinking that Bucks and Celtics series would actually be kind of interesting because they can't do nothing with size particularly, but we've seen with Giannis, you can put enough like-sized bodies in the paint in the playoffs, it kind of gets stuck. So if they went smaller-ish, because I mean the Lopez is not really gonna kill you on the block. So if you went smaller-ish, put like Robin Williams at the 5, had Tatum, Brown, maybe spread the Bucks out some. I mean, Holiday's gonna slaughter Kemba Walker, but you can spread them out a little bit. That actually pretty interesting series in the first round. None of the other matchups really jump out. Honestly, like last year with Portland and the Lakers, that was an interesting series. Everybody was eyeing as the series. But in terms of interesting, it'd probably be Bucks, Celtics, or the Nuggets and the Lakers, just because it'd be LeBron just really coming back, AD just getting his sea legs. So maybe Nuggets take 2 of the first 3 and put the Lakers in a bad spot. Where they have to win 3 of the next 4 or something like that to get to the second round. So that'll probably be the 2 I think of.
Hey, let me ask y'all something. Okay, so right now the playing game for the Western Conference, you got Mavericks, you got Grizzlies, you got Spurs and the Warriors. You got Mavericks against the Warriors. And then you got Grizzlies against the Spurs.
Wait, I thought the 7 and 8 play each other.
Hold on, no, the 8 and the 9 play each other. The 8 and the 9 play each other, and the 7 and the 10 play each other.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Okay. Yeah, I'm positive. I'm positive. I'm absolutely positive.
Yeah.
The 7 and the 10 play
tripping.
each other.
All right,
So
I'm tripping.
okay.
All right.
So my for the Western Conference, if the Mavericks and Warriors will play in the playing game, the winner plays Utah.
Bro, Utah would do all that work for the 1 seed and lose in the first round. That'd be tragic.
I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in Utah, bro. I'm just
I'm not
not
a
a
believer in
believer.
Utah
I'm
either.
not.
Your second best player is
I
Rudy
don't
Gobert.
I don't know what it is. Like
No. I just told you. Their second best player is
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert. I just told
Yeah.
you to follow me.
hey,
They
Rudy Gobert might be
No.
their best player.
I'm
Hey,
about to say he might be the best. He might be the
yeah, Donovan Mitchell is definitely the best offensive player, but Rudy Gobert makes so much a big difference on defense. Like he might be their best player.
without a doubt. Without a
And
doubt.
if
I mean, that's the
if
strength of their
Gobert's your
team.
best player, you should be
Oh yeah,
fired and not be allowed to be the
that's
1 seed.
that's the strength of their team. They gonna play good defense and they gonna
And
hit
shoot
over
the
the
hell
top.
out of a 3 ball.
Like
They
they
gonna
don't,
shoot the hell out of a 3 ball.
but but hey, we all saw that with Houston though. Houston, when they had Chris Paul, they actually had a real solid defense and they was gonna hit shots. But whenever that shot stopped falling, was
You
gonna
in
happen.
trouble.
You know what I'm saying?
In
And at
super
the end of the
trouble.
day, the Jazz is not like that.
but
They just in the playoffs, you need that dude. You know what
You
I'm
need
saying?
2 of them
Even
dudes. They don't have either. They don't neither
we
one.
saw Miami. Like a lot of teams, like damn, Miami surprises people, but it was because Jimmy Butler became that dude in the
Started
playoffs.
going
Like I mean,
crazy.
they still did what they did, but then Jimmy Butler went to another level, became that dude. You know, and anything that make a run in the playoffs, like you gotta have that dude that's gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't see the Jazz just don't have that.
Oh
hey,
yeah.
They
I
out
So
think
the Pistons scenario here. It ain't happening like that.
in regards to the play-in tournament, I was right. The 7 and the 8 play.
the
Yeah,
7 and 8.
yeah.
The
The 7
the
and 8
7 and
play,
the 8
9 and
seed
10 play,
play,
but they
and the
can
winner
9
gets
and
the
10 play for the
7
8
seed.
seed.
Yeah, the 9 and 10 play
Okay,
the
okay.
loser of the 7-8, and then the
Yeah,
winner of the 9-10 and the loser of the 7-8 play for the 8 seed.
yeah.
Okay. Hey, but what if Utah end up playing Dallas or the Warriors in the first round? Wouldn't that be like bad? I don't
I
know.
mean, AD still trying to come back all the way, and Braun a week and a half away, so they might end up with the Lakers in the first round. Like, which would just be a trap. Like I would just feel bad for them as a franchise. I'd be like, y'all did all
Oh,
this
yeah,
work,
I'd be
and
pissed.
y'all reward is LeBron and Anthony Davis.
I'd be pissed as hell.
I'd be beyond pissed. I wouldn't even be. I would just be like, really? Like first time we the 1 seed since Karl Malone and John Stockton, and we get LeBron and Anthony Davis. Really? Like,
All right, y'all. We're gonna end this with the last topic about any random sports. Anything that's going on in the sports world that y'all want to talk about. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna talk about Brett Favre. What's up, babe? I'm gonna talk about Brett Favre. Uh, I've been a Packers fan since I started watching football when I was a kid in 94, 95. I've been a Packers fan. And I've been supporting the Packers. When you play for the Packers, I'm gonna cheer for you. When you don't play for the Packers, I'm not gonna cheer for you. It is what it is. I'm gonna talk about Brett Favre's statement. I want to talk about a statement that the cop didn't mean to kill George Floyd. That's what he said.
Mhm.
I don't know if you really believe that or not, but what he said was wrong, like super wrong. Even though he's a Packers legend, what he said was super wrong, and he gotta take this L by himself. Like I'm not gonna defend Brett Favre on this one. Like he gotta that was definitely wrong. Like you don't come out and say something like that. Like we all know what happened, you know.
Also,
So Brett Favre, you was wrong on this one, Brett Favre. I hope he issues some kind of apology. Like I don't know, like what Drew Brees said about the flag. You know what I'm saying? How,
Yeah, that dude, Drew Brees took that and ran with it. Jeez,
yeah,
Oh,
even
he was
even
waiting on that question.
Michael Thomas got on Drew Brees. Like I don't know if anybody gonna hold breath. Any Packers fans or Packers players gonna hold Brett Favre accountable. I hope they do. Just like the Saints player held Drew Brees accountable. But yeah, I'm just going to record to say, Brett Favre, you was wrong for saying that, bro, and I 100% disagree with you. Whoever want to go next, they could go next.
I go next. I go next. So you know
All
when
right.
you do this, I like to bring up like the little local stuff that's happening around. The first thing I want to plug, man, semi-pro football in Lafayette, Bayou Hurricanes. We got a couple team members that's actually group members in here. Tawaski Harrison, Dion. You know, got a lot of dudes from Opelousas and some good football, brother. Like I'm playing just for fun. I'm all washed up, but there's some dudes who can really play. Play on Saturdays, sometimes home games. Is at Clarkfield and in Lafayette whenever we got home games and away games be wherever, you know. I'll put a schedule in the group. But outside of that, man, I want to give a shout out to Louisiana basketball this year. They had some dudes with this year that funny year with the transfer portal and giving people the fifth year in college and stuff. You know, it was a real people were nervous about what kind of opportunities these seniors are going to get to better, you know, sign scholarships and stuff. And we still had a real nice signing class, man. Got Carlos Stewart from Dunham going to Santa Clara in California. Carter Domain right here from Lafayette from STM going to UL, which I was he stayed unsigned for so long and I don't know how. He's a four-time state champion, all state. I don't know how he went unsigned for so long. Everybody know about Keon Coleman, dual sport, going to play football and basketball at Michigan State. Derek Tesno going to Stephen F. Austin. We still got Benny Amos out of New Orleans, another one that he's unsigned and don't know how. So he's the one that's kind of slipping through the cracks. Tawaski Johnson played at from Opelousas, but played at Port Allen. He signed to go prep because he actually was a year behind, so he didn't get to like with the LSA. He ran out of eligibility, but had another year. But I mean, he had D1 school banging at the door for him since his freshman year. But he got to do a year of prep school to finish his credits and stuff. And I mean, we got a whole host of other dudes. Will Adam from Bonneville, he's going to Louisiana Tech. So they're gonna have a nice 1-2 punch with him and Big Boy that they already got up there. That's gonna be a real nice 1-2 punch at their post spot. But I definitely want to give a shout out to like the coaches that still got them kids all that look with all this here going through the Corona season and all that, and still was able to put them kids in the spotlight that they needed to be in to be able to get those scholarships. And even on the girls' side, we had two McDonald's All-American nominations on the girls' side. Jariah Martin and Asia Sam from LeGrand. Jariah is going to Florida. Asia Sam going to ULM. The girl from Lake Arthur, Deanna Bristol, going to Nichols. I mean, you know, we had a lot of kids this year signed, man. And, you know, so I just want to give a shout out to all them coaches, man, who was able to make that happen.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. All right, Justin, what you got?
So it's a little ironic that you stay local and I'm going international. So we don't talk a lot of soccer in the group. We don't. And personally, I don't care about soccer all that much. I really don't. I care about the top players, you know, the Messi, the Ronaldos, Mbappe, etc. Soccer proposed a super league. So it was gonna be the best 16 teams on the continent was gonna play for their own cup. Like, so forget all the trash teams, forget whatever. I got excited. I'm like, oh, Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, Pulisic, everybody about to play all the time. And as fast as it came, it's as fast as it went. It just died. It just went away. All the English teams started pulling out. I'm like, what is going on? Well, apparently the smaller teams got pissy, rightfully so, that they was getting left behind. So they raised a big stink with the clubs. And so the clubs succumbed to peer pressure, basically, and pulled out a Super League, which just ruined my entire day, not gonna lie. I was really looking forward to that. But because it would brought the idea of like, could it work in other sports? So I was like, just imagine like college football doing a super league, a super conference, and then taking like Alabama, LSU, USC, Michigan, Ohio State, all the big brands away, and that's all you play all year. Like that would be insane. So I'm saying like we see it on like the international soccer side, all these stars across the world would have played one league. It would have been ridiculous. But of course, the Europeans never do anything right. So of course they messed this up. And well, I no longer get that opportunity. So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Michigan overrated, man. They're not a super team, man.
They're not, but their brand is spectacular. They would make a lot of money. They're not a super team, but they would make a lot of money. Which a couple of the teams in the Super League were like teams that hadn't been good in 10 years, but they still sell out every game. So they was like, they put them in there for money reasons.
Okay. All right. The last I'm gonna do one more topic. I'm gonna do one more topic because we just on the hour, so I'm gonna do one more topic. I'm gonna go with my squad, Alabama, Crimson Tide. Justin, me and you we kind of discussed this a little bit in the group, but I just want to get your feedback on it again. I want to hear your feedback as to John Rich, Jalen Waddle, and Devontae Smith, the two receivers that's going to be drafted in the NFL draft by from Alabama. I say Jalen Waddle should go before Devontae Smith. I just think Jalen Waddle a better player. I mean, Devontae Smith, I understand he just won the Heisman. And I even said before the season even started, before Alabama won the national championship, that this year's champion is going to have an asterisk next to it. Because as far as college players goes, are you pouring me up? So? as far as college players goes, this COVID was going to affect them the most. So I think Devontae Smith had a little advantage. But as far as the wide receivers drafted in the that's going to be drafted in the NFL draft, who is your top three receivers that should go in the NFL draft? 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, John Rich.
One, I like to say Jamar Chase. I still think Jamar Chase is better than both of them, in my opinion. People just, I understand he was out a year, so it's like is he not? I say yeah, he is. Two, I still go Devontae Smith. I know people are worried about his size and all that. Like I said, before the season started, they weighed him at like 160, 166, something like that. Before the season starts, or 166. Before the season starts, he'll be 10 pounds heavier. He'll be 170, 175. By the end of the season, if they keep him on a plan to bulk up and gain weight, by the end of the season they can have him at 180, and it'll be a healthy 180. It won't be a we gain much weight too quick. I mean, ready to play pro. Nobody goes into that college size and stay that size and expect to have a long career. You know what I'm saying? Even if he doesn't gain enormous amount of weight, the dude's fast as heck. You know what I'm saying? Like if whatever he might be missing in lack of bulk, he definitely makes up in speed and quickness. And not a dummy, he know how to protect his body. How often will he actually run across the middle and take a clean shot from you know what I'm saying? These are NFL OCs who knows how to put their players in the best position to one, stay healthy and be as active as possible. At 3, I definitely got Waddle at 3. And look, all 3 of them, depending on where they land, all 3 of them can end up being the best receiver in this next year, depending on where they land, how they use, all that. I do think starting out Devontae Smith might have a slower start because I do think they'll be trying to counter use him, you know what I'm saying, to keep him out of those positions, and it'll be to see how he fits best, kind of how Metcalf had when he first came out, how we really going to use him. But then once they find his niche, I think he'll be all right, man. I think people making it a big it needs to be. I've seen smaller receivers than him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they definitely had smaller. And if you want to take the Elderman route, man, just take the Elderman route, bro. And you gain that weight real fast. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I would love to see Devontae Smith fall into Miami. Uh, with Justin Boy Tour. I know that's your boy Justin.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me. I ain't do nothing to you. Don't do that to me.
Well, yeah, Justin. It's nice to hear from. Yeah, I'm. Y'all know I'm an Alabama guy, and I do agree with you, John Rich. Jamar Chase definitely should be number one, but I just think that watching Jalen Waddle, before he got injured, I think he definitely number two. Like, I just got Jalen Waddle number two, and then I got Devontae Smith number three. Justin, what about you? What you got? One, two, and three.
So my top one is easily Jamar Chase. I don't think that should be debated by anybody. Two, I would probably have Waddle because again, he was the number one receiver before he got hurt. As a lot of people don't know, like that's actually been confirmed via tape and unnamed sources that Waddle was actually the top receiver on the depth chart and had the number one routes prior to him getting hurt, and then they put Smith over there, and Smith went insane. As far as number three, I'm gonna say Devontae Smith, but that's not a firm spot. And because Rashad Bateman has a case. Rashad Bateman out of University of Minnesota. He nice. He has a hell of a case. Because their abilities aren't the same. Rashad Bateman's more of he's a bigger receiver, which I mean that's not that hard to do. But he real nice and didn't get the pub that a Devontae Smith got from getting all them yards at Alabama. I would say Rashad Bateman's like it's 3A and 3B in my opinion.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. We talked a lot of NBA talk. The next time we probably talk on the next podcast, probably NBA talk again, probably closer to the playoffs because the playoffs is coming. John Rich,
Yeah, in a
hopefully
few weeks.
we don't have to play in the playing game.
Man, hope not. I ain't confident in
Hey,
Uh,
hey, I'm
hopefully
trying to get to the playing game, so count your blessings. I'm
it.
trying to get in the playing
that's
game.
what we was last year. We was trying to get to the playing game, but we trying to not play in it this year. Like,
Right. We trying to get out of that.
like yeah, we trying to avoid that because especially playing Golden State. Like, I really don't want to play Golden State at all. Like, I play Memphis, I play San Antonio. I don't want to play Golden State though. Nah. But yeah,
I don't want to play Dallas neither. I don't want to play Dallas.
well, it's either gonna be us and Dallas that has to play in the playing game. That's what I think. Yeah, it's one of the. I don't think it's gonna be both of us. It's gonna be one of the two. That's why I say Dallas. But yeah, we're gonna probably do another podcast. Probably right before the playoffs. If y'all want to come on the podcast, I'd be happy to have y'all in. Hopefully, Brandon Wilk. hopefully, Wilt be in the podcast as well. I know he got a lot of things going on, so I'm just gonna hold it down for him until he get back. But yeah, nice chatting with y'all. I'm gonna try to post this podcast tonight. I'm off today. I'm gonna edit this thing. I'm gonna edit this thing as soon as we get all posted tonight. Tag y'all in it. But as always, man, y'all have a blessed one, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right, no
Man,
problem. Hey, I want to add one thing before we go. And I know I didn't finish the last post in the group. Robin did win the vote. That's all. I want to do that whole little series on the best defenders. And Robin ended up winning that vote on that one. I am pissed that Duncan didn't even make the top. I don't even think he made the top 15.
Let's spend 5 minutes on this. Let's spend 5 minutes.
Hey, bro, that was some crazy voting going on in there, bro.
Hey, man.
It almost
After that
seems like
quarterback
dudes
vote,
just
I
wanted to
put
vote
nothing
certain
past him.
people off.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I voted the first time to vote Draymond Green off as a point, but then after that, I did. I went. After you say you the best defender of all time, I gotta really. Oh, look who
Oh, here
finally
you go.
joined.
Here you go. He came right on time. Huh?
Well.
Right on time.
Hey, hey, but the Kevin Mutombo ain't no way in hell that he's the second best defender in the world, bro.
No,
Ever.
no.
Hell, hell
Oh,
no,
Hold
bro.
on. You
Hey,
like
hey,
I know. Whenever I told everybody, he won 4 defensive player of the year. He tied for most all time. People like, oh damn, that's a lot. But it's like, man, he had that rep of just being the defensive dude. One of them was gifted to him when he got traded to Philly, because Theo Rattler was actually leading in that the whole season. Then they got traded and they just flip flopped. Theo Rattler went to 2, he went to 1 because Philly had a better record. So it's like hell no. Hell no. Matumbo was not the
hey,
second defender
hey,
ever.
hey, coaching ball, you catching the end, but I'm gonna just go over everybody top 5 defensive players all time. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna let y'all think a little bit. I'm gonna go first. So the first player I got, number 1 defensive player all time. I got Hakeem. I got Hakeem Olajuwon. Number 1, got Hakeem. Number 2, number 2. And John Rich, I did my research. When you told me about Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and all that. I went back and did my research. I had to. I got Will Chamberlain number 2. I got Bill Russell number 3. I got Scottie Pippen and Jordan number 4 and 5. That's my top 5. John Rich, who you got?
My top 1, I got the dude who won the vote. I got Dennis Rodman. I think he the most dynamic defensive player ever.
Okay.
2, I got Bill over Wilt just because that's what Bill was known for. Sorry, I give you the credit because I could go 2-3 with them. So I got Bill and I got Wilt 3. 4, I got Hakeem. 5, I got Pippen, Jordan, whichever one you want to put there.
All right, Justin, who you got?
So 1, I would go with Hakeem. 2 would be Bill. 3 would be Rodman. 4, I almost want to put like I don't know. I want to go with 4. To be honest, I don't know. I want to go with 4. Wilt's 4, and then 5 would be Pippen. 5 would be Pippen.
All right, James, coaching ball, who you got?
Well, number 1, I got Rodman. I got the worm, man. Like I said, the most dynamic defender. Whatever position you put him on, he's locked down. Uh, Number 2, I gotta go to Dream. 3, I gotta go Wilt the Steel, man. Dude's just amazing. 4, I gotta give it to MJ, man. People undersell Jordan's defensive prowess, so that gets skipped over because he's such a dynamic offensive player. Number 5, his partner in crime, Scottie Pippen, man. Scottie Pippen could do it all, and I think I said he's one of the most underrated defenders of all time. That's my 5.
All right. James, man, I wish you would have caught it from the beginning. I wish you would have caught this podcast from the beginning, but we've been on our strong. Hey, but the next podcast, a debate that I want to get into hard, and I know there's going to be a lot of differences. I want to get into the KG Kevin Garnett
And Dirk.
and Dirk.
I already know it.
Kevin Garnett and Dirk. I want to get into that debate next weekend. Next Friday, whatever time good for y'all. I want the same 3. I want the same 3 people. Germ, James,
Hey, I'm down.
You
and
already know I
Justin.
stand on this one.
So
I'm down. I'm down for that one.
whatever time y'all good for next Friday, the headline for the podcast next Friday gonna be KG versus Dirk.
All right now.
I'm with
So
it.
that's gonna be the headline. I'm gonna come up with some more topics, but that's gonna be the headline for next podcast.
All right, bet.
All right, tenfold.
All right, y'all have a blessed one, man.
Hey, hold
Same to
on.
you,
When we
man.
doing the draft podcast?
The draft pod when the draft is.
On
29.
Thursday.
20. Yeah, Thursday. I'm saying
It's
we gotta do
Thursday,
something.
yeah.
Do something.
Yeah.
The first round Thursday.
The first round Thursday. Oh shit, I'm a holler at y'all. We're gonna come up with something. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely get in touch with y'all.
All right.
All
But
right.
but y'all make sure next Friday for sure. It's gonna be the Dirk versus KG. It's gonna be Shaq versus Hakeem. It's gonna
Oh
be
Lord, we doing all the big debates, huh?
it's gonna
Jesus.
be I probably do one with Iverson and Harden.
Oh, these are
Uh
debates that split family members.
I probably do KD versus Bird.
Hey, stop that.
And
Come on,
then
let's slow down. You coming with that heat, boy. You coming with
and
heat.
what would be a good point guard? What would be a good point guard? Probably Isaiah Thomas versus John Stockton or
Ooh.
Chris Paul
Ooh,
versus Russell Westbrook. I don't know. I'm gonna think of something. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that next podcast though.
I'll be
ooh.
here early enough time, man. I got
Oh,
class
I
today.
will, I will definitely be available for that one.
Oh, what? I'm now. Oh yeah. Talk my lingo now. Talk my lingo now. Okay.
All right, y'all. Hey, but y'all have a blessed one. I'm gonna edit this one. I'm gonna have this one up later on tonight.
All right, my
All
son.
right.
All right.
Word.
All right, y'all have a blessed one.
All right.
You too, bro.